Hey there, I'm Mike Dunn with Gaming Trend, and we're here at GAMA Expo 2023. And I've got Tomas from Freely Publishing with me, and he's going to show me some awesome new TTRPG goodness. Tomas, what do you got? What have you got for us?
I got a couple of things. I thought I'd bring two things over. These are all both upcoming stuff, coming fairly soon. First one I want to show is Lord of the Rings Roleplaying. This is the new 5e adaptation of The One Ring, second edition that came out last year, and this one is coming out now on May 19th, so it's just in a couple of weeks. We had it on pre-order, and it's now coming out in stores and everywhere. It's a big book. It's focused on the area of Eriador in Middle-earth. The whole design is inspired by Tolkien's own drawings, and it's a carefully made 5e adaptation of The One Ring to really keep that kind of low magic, high drama feel of Tolkien and Middle-earth. So that's it's a big release for us that's coming now in just a few weeks.
And just to clarify, the One Ring, that is its own system that
Yes,
you guys have.
that's right.
But this is the 5th edition for D&D.
Yep.
Translation of the content.
Exactly.
Awesome.
That's the same. So basically, there was a first edition of The One Ring, and that was adapted to 5e. It was called Adventures of Middle-earth. It was by another publisher. Then for the second edition of The One Ring, the designer found himself in need of a new publisher, and we hit it off, and we published the new second edition, and it's just a new 5e adaptation of that. So
Well, he found a great new home. That's all.
yeah, it's Francesco. It's an Italian guy, amazing designer, and So
Excellent.
he's not here today, so I have to represent this for him, but I'm happy to do so. So this is it's a really cool, nice adaptation of this game.
Oh, yeah, it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous. Now, what are a few standout things that we want people to know about here? Because I think there's some really, I mean, the whole thing is pretty standout.
Yeah, I mean,
It looks gorgeous.
the way we approach these things, all of the games that we do, is that it has to have the text content, the art, the graphic design, it all has to kind of come together. And that's really it's not just like the layout, but also the feel of the paper, the structure of the paper has to be right. So it's like the whole thing. And this book really has all you need to play 5e game in Middle-earth. Which is a pretty strong thing in itself.
That is pretty amazing.
And we're also releasing it alongside an adventure book called Shire Adventures, focused on the Shire, where we'll be playing hobbits.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that.
This is more of a source book.
Yeah, that's a source book, and this, and then in the back of this one, I'm gonna pull it. There's also a big. Let's see. This is the map of the Shire. That's included on one side, and then on the other side you have the land of Eriador, which is the part of Middle-earth where this game is focused. You can play outside, but this is like the starting area. So this is the area around the Shire and Bree and all of that. So yeah, if you want to get into Middle-earth, this is a great starting point, and we'll be supporting this game with a whole line of more books coming out soon.
More adventures, more source books.
Yeah, definitely. We have two books coming out pretty soon, apart from the Shire Adventures, and then we have plans for a big Moria expansion coming out. So that's in the works. It's not officially announced yet.
I smell a bell, bro.
Yes. So
Excellent.
that's a big release for us coming pretty soon.
Awesome. Well, that's not all you brought for us.
No, I have another thing as well.
Okay.
This is another one. This is our own original IP. It's a new game. Maybe I'll show it here. It's called Dragonbane. It's our kind of. We have a lot of epic, dark.
Sorry, I have to hold this up for a little bit longer because this dragon is just beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. Yes. And there's a duck on the back.
And you have a duck on the back. Don't forget the duck.
The duck, yes.
So that kind of tells you something about this game. That this is more of a light-hearted, fast, breezy, easy, fun, one-shot adapted fantasy RPG. Also good for campaigns, but it's very easy pick up and play.
More bite size.
Exactly, and it's a D20 based system, but it's not the 5e version. It's actually a roll under system. So this is kind of an interesting game for me because this is actually a new edition of the main Swedish RPG that dominated the market in Sweden in the 80s and 90s.
I thought I've heard of this before.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is actually, it's called Drakar Demoner in Swedish, so it has another name in English. And this is, so it's an interesting thing because that game kind of dominated the RPG sphere in Sweden, where I'm from, instead of Dungeons and Dragons, that never really, because that game had already taken over. So it's kind of an alternate reality RPG kind of tradition that is now we're actually bringing over here. So it's kind of an interesting thing to see how it does. And of course, it's not the same game as back then because it's also been developed over the years with the work that we've been doing at Free League with game design. So it's we went all in on this one. So it's D20 based, but it's got little special symbols on the 1 and the 20 because those have special effects. This is kind of a whole package of stuff where you get all you need in one. This is a little starter sheet.
I can do my D20 test.
Yeah, see what happens.
Oh, that's not it. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right. As long as within 3 rolls I get something in the teens, I'm good.
Yeah. So you have, this is adventure cards. We have like rumors about different places on the map where you can find adventure.
Let's bring it out over here so we can look at it.
Yeah. So you have the adventure cards. Then you have a bunch of these. Yeah. So each of those cards has a rumor about a place on the big map that I'll show later.
Oh, nice.
So you can hand, as the game master, you can hand those out to the players to kind of give them a hint of what might be expected, what they might be able to find over at that place on the map, and then they can.
So it kind of sets the tone a bit.
Yeah, and it's a way of giving some freedom for the players, but still not overwhelm the GM. So basically, the GM can decide whether to hand 2 or 3 or 4 of those adventure cards out, and then the players can decide which one to kind of go to first, and it gives to get that sandbox feel. Then we have treasure cards. It's kind of a fun thing. Instead of deciding what the exact treasure is, you can draw a card, and you can have everything from copper coins, silver, gold, a necklace, a gold ring, weapons, a rusty nail if you're not that lucky.
Reminds me a little bit of I think it's Savage Worlds. So they have the cards that you can get, and instead of like rolling on a dice off for a table, you can deal out cards. It's super cool.
So it's kind of nice when you find treasure, you just draw a card. This is I guess the worst card if you find a rat that might bite you. So that's
that's not a good choice.
Not a good sign. Yeah, and then you have this is a nice little feature. You have improvised weapons, and basically the way they work is that you can. There's one for forest, another one for cave, and basically each of these has like something you can actually use in the battle in like a battle. This is for the inn. So basically, if you put this out, there's a rummaging pig, and then you can kind of use that in the fight as a pretty effective weapon. These are one-shot attacks. You can kind of mix up your normal attacks with. Oh, I'm going to send the pig on my enemy, or
I get the sense this game doesn't take itself too seriously.
It's not a super serious game.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's lovely.
This is kind of the fun, breezy kind of not super serious, but still brutal, fun challenge. So this is the rule book. It's fairly compact. It has art by a guy called John Egerkrans who does
gorgeous art. Gorgeous.
It's really beautiful. And this is a complete rule book with, well, everything you need. Character classes, magic, combat, skills.
So everything you need to get started is in this book.
Yep. And then you have the adventures book. It has 11 introductory adventures that go together into a sizable campaign. So with this you can play for a long time. And each of these adventures are kind of, you can play them in an evening or two, so they're really fast.
Oh, nice.
And there's an adventuring hub called Outskirt, which is a small town in the middle of the Misty Vale, which is the main setting for the game. So
you can play them just standalone,
Yep.
or they do have like a narrative throughput.
Exactly. They work standalone, but they also tie together into a campaign.
Wow.
So this is the kind of the area. This is the campaign area. It's like a micro setting. It's like maybe 100 miles across or something like that. So it's a misty vale. It's like a valley where there's the adventurers are exploring, and then you have these adventure cards that will tell you about different locations on the map. Here's Outskirt, the town I told you about, and then you can the players can explore this vale, this hidden valley, and then you get these builds the campaign piece by piece using the adventures to be adventure book. So yeah, then you have this is a booklet for playing solo. So it's has this. So I have solo play as part of the game. Solo play has grown a lot for us.
This box didn't look that big.
I know, but it's a lot of stuff in it. So I'll just pull out the rest.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, you have a little battle mat, and then you have standees.
Excellent.
Two sheets of these. Here we go.
And I see we've got some stands.
Yeah, they're actually going to be transparent in the final game, but yeah, so you have everything from giant to dragon to. These are kind of just punch-out standees that you can use. You don't need them. You can play Theater in Mind for this game.
Yeah.
It's not super crunchy.
Or I assume you can use your own minis as well.
You could definitely use your own minis. And then you have finally, this is the character sheet. The way it looks might be interesting. So you can see it's fairly straightforward. Not.
Oh, it's just one side. You can just.
Yeah, it's just
a different character.
That's right. And then here are some pre-generated characters. You have these you can just pick up and play.
So it's a
If you want to play a duck. The ducks have been part of this game since 1982. So they just you either love them or you hate them.
You know what?
I've been on both sides of that fence during the years, and now I love them.
This is triggering a memory in me. I spent a little time in Europe when I was a kid, so
Yep.
I know that glare.
Yeah.
I know that duck glare. So
So basically here's so you have the character sheet. At least because I had 5 in total pre-generated characters. So you can just.
the art is just.
It is very, very nice. He is. I love his stuff. So so pretty much with this boxed set, it has a lot. All you need to kind of just dive in and play, and it's for me it's a fun thing to get this game done and out. It's going to come out in August. It's on pre-order already.
So in time for Gen Con?
Yeah, it'll be on Gen Con.
It'll be on Gen Con.
The official release is slightly after Gen Con, but it's going to be available like a sneak release at Gen Con.
Nice.
And it's already on pre-order, and it's a big release for us as well.
And how much is the box?
It's going to be the full box. It's going to be $49.99.
That's a bargain.
I think it is for all of that stuff inside. I think it's a good price. And then there's also going to be a quick start that is going to be much lower price if you want to just try it out.
Oh, okay.
That's also going to be available. But I think this is a good set and a good value for that.
And I want to make sure. Did the Lord of the Rings book?
Yeah. There we go.
You said this is coming out soon.
Yeah. May 9th. It's our official date.
And how much is this?
That one is, I believe, $57.99.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more than licensed games tend to be. A little bit higher price point. So that's that. But
Awesome. Well, Tomas, thanks. This all looks amazing. I'm really interested in both of these things, and my big problem is that I never have enough time.
I know that
all of the TTRPGs. There's so many good TTRPGs out there,
Yep.
and there's so many good TTRPGs from you guys at Free League. Thanks again for coming by the booth.
Thank you.
And good luck with the rest of your show.
Thanks. Great.
All right.
All right.